And welcome to Comics in the Making. I am Levi without Ryan. This is just a live stream, kind of like I did the other day. Just doing a little bit of a live stream as I'm making here, so I figured I would just click go live. So we're going to finish up this page. It's the splash page for chapter 4 of our character, introducing a new character here. And I believe the youngest. So the Bigfoot Explorer happening. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna start getting into the character themselves. So I want to make sure that I'm using my brush and everything's gonna come out good. And maybe just kind of chat about comics as we go. And get some people in the chat, and then maybe talk about comics, talk about making comics. What are you reading, or whatever. So, without further ado, it's one of those nights where I'm actually going to be using my brush, and we're going to get into our character. Oh yeah, a little sore. Normally I kind of like to finish one area first, but it's going to go ahead and get going here. Be working at the top of it, I think. I'm hoping that the light doesn't flush out. We just might start here with this hand, or come this way, work away from it. I don't know. I'll adjust the camera though, so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. And the problem I'm making is it's really hard to see where the ink is in my little jar, my tiny, tiny little jar. Okay. All right, so. Because this is a kid, we don't want a lot of it's better to keep it simple when it comes to, you know, like wrinkles and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we gotta show contour, but I think we can do a bunch of hashing or anything, because it'll just make it'll just age the kid's hands, and that's not what we're trying to do. So this is actually the second page of chapter 4. So it's the page turn right to the splash page. Also, sometimes I lose where the actual brush is. Okay. All right, so we got a kid holding on to his bike. Problem is I left so many holding lines open. I'm having a hard time remembering where anything is. Start working up the arm. There's the sleeve right here. Okay. 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 And then here's where we got the backpack on. Excuse me. I'm gonna need a reference. And what better reference than the actual, it's a big mess, isn't it? Than the actual rough, right? So I can have a better idea where everything is and what it should look like. So I'm doing the backpack straps now. I just needed to see where they were exactly. It's cool to get these. Going a little thicker with these. Get that line weight good and healthy, right? I'm just keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. It's time to rinse this jar out. All right, let's see here. Do the arm. This kid's arm. Why not? Start from up here from the sleeve. And again, trying to keep that simple as we can. I'm going to have to go in there and fix some of that overlap. I'm not quite sure. Oh, yeah. That'll be all right. It's a good thing about digital pre-press or whatever. A lot of this stuff we can just go in and fix easily. I haven't slung ink like this in a long time. Kind of stepped away a little bit. I had a lot of demands. I'm in graduate school and got a lot of demands on that. This semester is a little more chill. It's either more chill or I'm doing something massively wrong. One of the two. So, there we go. There's the little arm. I need to be mindful so that I don't push things out of frame, so you're not just looking at the same thing over and over. This scene kind of we got to know the kid on the first page, where it's sort of a montage of the things, the supplies the kid's putting together. He's got something he wants to do, and he's putting together some supplies before he heads out. Kind of stuff that a 13-year-old or something would think about bringing with them on an adventure, right? As a kid, we always wanted to go on an adventure, like on cartoons and stuff. So he's finally going on his, he thinks. So he's bringing candy bars and chips, and I'm gonna need that survival gear, so. Let's see here. I also like touching up some of the. I did like the spotted black ink with a lot of like markers, like Prismacolors and stuff. I just like getting in there and just making them nice and opaque. They'll print fine. I just like it to look good on the paper. All right. All right. Well, we got a kid's arm, and we got a hand and a sleeve and a backpack strap. Work on down. Normally, with like something like this canteen or whatever, I would do that with a micron or something, but since I got the brush, Since I got ink on the brush, I'll just go ahead and use it. So it's a cloth pouch, right? For his water bottle. So follow that contour. Here we go. Okay, I think we're gonna. I think I'm gonna get in here. And this. Like that. That's his pouch with his water bottle. All right. Probably stuff left over from the scouting days. Maybe he doesn't skip. Maybe still a scout. I don't know. Not that much about it. He definitely wants to help solve the mystery around the whatever's going on around the town. He thinks he might know what's going on, so he's gonna go try to find out. He's gonna go try to find it. Let's go a little thicker. It looks like I've got some tangents though with the seam. With the hem of the shorts. Is it still called a hem? I don't know. That's kind of like Tilly. That's where it is. I guess I can make the shorts longer, but live and learn. Yeah, you know what though? I'm gonna have to make the shorts longer. I'm gonna have to put the hem down here and then get rid of that. So we'll do that in post. Fix it in post. You're watching. You're seeing how the sausage is actually made right now. I'm making a decision. We're gonna bring this hem down here, and yeah, we're gonna have to get in there with Photoshop or Clip or whatever, and make that alteration. It's close, and it's gonna be alteration. We're changing the hem. That looks a little wonky now, but that'll come out in the wash, right? All right. And the same with this one here. We're gonna make it shorts a little longer. That'll do. Down to the sock. I kind of got the same thing going on with the sock as well. little bit of a tangent at the bottom of the whole thing here. I just have to let that one go. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's break the plane of that. We should be all set. Oh yeah. I got a little post workout going on there. Yeah, this is something I have to fix and post as well, I think. I don't know. Okay. Let's work on this belt a little bit now. We got this. He's wearing an old school cartridge belt. Because because. Like that. There's the one side of it. I'd rather stick with doing the other side of the buckle with a micron, so I'm gonna keep that going there like that. What else are we seeing here? What else are we gonna jump on today? I guess we can do the T-shirt up here. That, and we got the collar of the shirt happening. His neck. We're needing some more ink. I like the flow though. It's just here we go. Let's bring this down. It's already been 24 minutes I've been doing this. At least since I went live. Feels like I just barely started. But for the aforementioned reasons, I might be signing off here sooner than later. Just got some stuff to get done. Alright, so now I think for this hand I'm going to probably have to go over it first lightly with a pencil, and then establish, kind of sort out some of that detail. I kind of can't tell where things are as well, so I want to be able to see that pretty. Just put a little bit more depth on that. I don't know if that did anything for me or not. Okay. The expression that I've got for this kid, I'm not trying to make him look smug, but I want him to have that like proud of himself kind of expression. And the best way I can describe it is like, the Peanuts, when one of those characters are like feeling really proud of themselves and they're kind of like got, the chin's up and they're, they have a grin, but it's not like a huge smile. I'm trying to kind of mimic that sort of expression. Okay, so let's carry this strap over a little bit, like that. So you see it's going over his shoulder. This is an interesting area because you have like a lot of things that are cramming into the same space in terms of his, his arm and the backpack strap and everything. Like so. And then we'll do the same like we did before. Kind of like that. That'll do. I'm happy with that. I am. There's his T-shirt. So we got this much of a kid so far. I think I'm going to save the head and stuff for last. I'm just going to go over some of these spots that are a little more loose with the spot of black, and then I'm probably going to wrap this one up. Short hangout. But Ryan and I have not been quite as active. I know Ryan's been working with a lot of stuff, and he's got stories he's been wanting to finish. And on one hand, like, we've had some weather events, and that shouldn't be an issue, but it's kind of an issue sometimes. And yeah, I like that more solid. I like that more solid better. So, but Ryan and I are still doing it, and we will be at Matthew's Comic-Con, and hopefully I'll have chapter 3 and 4. I'll have 3 if nothing else. We'll be at Matthew's Comic-Con next month, and Rock Hill in May, Heroes Con in June. I guess I can come down and kind of finish this T-shirt so I can get this in there, right? Sure it's going to be tucked into this belt, so that's kind of look like that. And now I can kind of just, I guess I can do this part of the arm, right? Now we'll fill this in. I did say Heroes Con in June, right? Yeah. So that's what we got coming up, man. And I did not do Heroes Con last year. We did Library Con and the Matthews Comic Con. Did we do Library Con? Wait a minute. Was that last year? I knew they were doing renovations. So, all right. I guess I'm just going to get in here and get some of this kind of more opaque in some of these areas. Well, I'm not going to worry about that because I know it's a lot of stuff I'll be redoing. Fix it in post. Yeah, I like that spot. This spot right here is like Prismacolor, so now I'm going to get it opaque. Looking beautiful. Going around here, dude. There we go, though. Yeah, I'm making a mess. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with what I got. Thanks for hanging out today. Maybe looking to do more of this in the future, especially. But this is the fruit of the labor so far. About 30 minutes worth of work. Probably a little bit less than that. 30 minutes of live stream, but pull it back a little bit so you can see where we are and where we're at. You know, that's the cool thing about doing comics. You get to draw the interior of a garage. So I'm just now doing some brush care. As what John Buscema said, you swish it around in the water. It's funny on that How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way video, which is always, it'll always have a special place in my heart. It's exactly what I wanted to see at the time, for the most part, right? When I got to see it, and he goes, John Buscema goes, these brushes are really expensive, and if you don't know how to clean them, you can ruin them. It's like, oh, it's a big deal. Okay, cool. What's the scoop? He goes, swish it around the water, and then you wipe it on the paper towel. It's like, and they're saying wipe it until you don't see the ink, leaving behind and stuff. And normally that works. Occasionally I'll just go and I'll clean them up really, really well with the brush soap that they got. My wife's got brush soap for her watercolor stuff and all that. So, but generally speaking, once I get it to where I'm not seeing any traces of the ink on the paper, I'm usually pretty good to go. usually. Yeah. And you kind of roll it to get that nice tip. Maybe use a little saliva. I don't know. If you have any better ideas on how to take care of inking brushes, the synthetic sable hair stuff, let me know. That's today. That's what we're up to today, and that's as far as I think I'm going to go today, which is good. Can making progress. It's always a good thing. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling out with me here, and like I say, I look forward to chapters 3 and 4 of the big coming out this spring. You all be well and do the damn thing.